Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Beverly. This is my sister Barbara and my brother Steve. On today's episode of Cooking with Love, we're going to be making gnocchi. This is a recipe passed down from my nonni and goes back generations.
Gnocchi is technically a dumpling, but whether you use it as a pasta or a dumpling, it's simply delicious. Our recipe is just 3 ingredients. We use potato, flour, and eggs.
Now, the reason we're making gnocchi today is because we're having a special dinner party. Our younger brother Ambrose moved to a different state, and he lives about 600 miles away. So he's coming back to visit us, and it's always nice when he comes back to visit us. We certainly don't see him often enough. So in order to surprise him, we're making a lot of his favorite dishes. So besides the gnocchi that we're making today, we also have a pot of homemade gravy or tomato sauce with meatballs and pepperoni and sausage. We have chicken parmesan. And for dessert, Barb, what do we?
Homemade apple pie.
Yeah.
And we have homemade cannoli.
And we're also going to serve some homemade traditional Italian bread. So let's get started.
You can find all the links for the recipes below.
Of course, when Ambrose comes to visit us, he gets all his favorite dishes. When I come up to visit, I'm lucky if I get a cup of coffee.
So not so. So not so. The first step in making our gnocchi is to take a pot of water, salt it, get russet potatoes, and boil them till they're tender. When they're still warm, we're going to peel it. You notice the skin is cracking off, so I know they're ready. And we're just going to gently peel the skin off.
All right, the next step is we have our peeled, boiled potatoes. We're going to rice them. If you don't have a ricer, you can just go ahead and mash them, but the ricer gives a much finer consistency. All right, so our ingredients to make the gnocchi is going to be our riced potatoes, all-purpose flour, and 1 beaten egg. So we're going to start by putting some flour on our board, and we're going to put all the potato on top of the flour. And then we're going to add about half of the flour and start to mix it. And when you get that flour incorporated into the potato mix, we're going to add more flour, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of egg at a time. And you want to add just enough flour that it comes together as a dough. The less flour you use, the lighter the gnocchi is going to be. I've been adding flour and a little bit of egg alternately, and you can see that the dough has come together nicely. It's still a little bit sticky, but that's it's smooth and elastic. That's basically what we want. So this is going to be ready for rolling out and forming into the gnocchi shapes.
All right, we're ready to start. I'm going to make sure the board is well floured. And I'm going to take off a chunk, maybe about 1/5 or 1/6 of the dough, and just roll it into a long rope first. And we're going to cut this into about 1 each pieces. So it's very soft, it's beautiful.
We're going to start rolling the gnocchi out now. What you want to do is flour a baking sheet with some flour. You want to flour your gnocchi board, or you could use a fork if you don't have a gnocchi board. What you want to do is take one of the little dumplings, you want to take it and roll it. Take it and roll it. And it goes pretty quick once you get the hang of it. I'll show you on the fork now. Same technique. So I'll continue to roll the dumplings. Okay, this is our mass production gnocchi making party.
Do you remember the first time that Mary showed us how to make gnocchi? I'll never forget it.
There was a couple of failed attempts.
And she made it look so simple, and Beverly said, we got this. So we sat together and tried to make the gnocchi. And the dough got so heavy, the more we worked with it, it took two of us, we had to throw the dough out. It must have weighed about 20 pounds. I don't know what we did wrong, but we couldn't even get it into the garbage can. We never laughed so hard in our life.
Took two of us to lift the garbage pail.
Hey, this is malformed.
I'm sorry.
Half my work is redoing the ones that you did.
Are you putting love into it, Beverly?
Of course I am. Everything I make is cooked with love.
That should be good for Steve's portion.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna allow me to have some? I thought you were saving it all for Ambrose.
Okay, our water is now boiling. We're going to be cooking our gnocchi. We're going to place them in the boiling water, a few at a time. When they come up to the top, they'll be done. They only take about a minute or so to rise to the top, and when they do rise to the top, we want to let them cook for another minute. Our gnocchi has now risen to the top and has boiled for about a minute. We're going to spoon our sauce in the bottom of the plate, and we're going to add our gnocchi right to the bowl. And now we're going to mix the gnocchi in the sauce, and we'll proceed to boil the rest of the gnocchi.
Our meal is ready. We're ready to eat. This is my brother Ambrose, our sister-in-law Renata, my nephews Trevor and Kyle, and we're going to see how the fruits of our labor came out today.
It's a beautiful meal, and everything always tastes better with family. Glad to meet you. Okay, can't wait to try this gnocchi out. Molto buono. It's delicious. Isn't that good?
Our chicken is
Just try
just
some of this.
phenomenal.
Yeah, the chicken is spectacular.
No, see,
No, okay.
look how good.
Set it aside, and I'm going to just do the last two. Oh, shoot.